7 historical mysteries that still baffle scientists today. Hi, it's me. Number 7, the Voynich manuscript. One of the most perplexing documents in all of history is the Voynich manuscript. This book is not like any other book ever created. It has been examined by some of the best cryptographers and scientists, but nobody can understand its text or pictures. It's an illustrated codex written in an unknown writing system and bound in leather. What makes this book so bizarre is that we don't know what language it's written in, who wrote it, when it was written, where it came from, or why. The book is named after the bookseller Wilfrid Voynich, who purchased it in 1912. He had no idea how old the book was, or anything about its origins. All we know for certain is that it was written sometime before 1436, because after that year, paper made with the same kind of pulp used for the manuscript became very expensive. If this is the case, the book may have been written during the 15th century, but that's just a guess. There are over 200 pages filled with strange illustrations and indecipherable text. Some of the pictures include diagrams of plants and herbs, astronomical charts, and strange images of women bathing in ponds. On the first page of the book is a drawing of a humanoid creature with what looks like wings. It could be an angel, a demon, or something else entirely. Then there's the text. It's written in a script unlike any alphabet we recognize, even though scholars believe they've identified over 50 different languages. Unfortunately, every attempt to decipher the writing system has failed. Some believe it could be a hoax, while others think it could be an undiscovered ancient language. Scientists at Yale University recently scanned the pages with a high-resolution camera and were able to see tiny markings made by the author between some of the letters. So far, however, these markings have not helped researchers figure out what language the book is written in. There are people who claim that they can understand the book, but none of them agree with each other. There are also claims that the book contains hidden messages that reveal its author's identity, but so far no hidden messages have been confirmed. 6. The Bronze Sentinel. The Bronze Sentinel is an enigmatic statue found on the Greek island of Rhodes. It was discovered in 1938 by a team of French archaeologists, but its origin and purpose remain a mystery. It's a humanoid statue made of bronze and stands 1.5 meters tall. Its face is damaged, making it impossible to tell if it was a man or a woman. But what really makes the statue so mysterious is its missing limbs. It doesn't appear to have arms or legs, and this suggests that the statue might have been part of a larger sculpture. It was probably created around 500 BC based on the style of the clothes that the person is wearing. We don't know much about its origins because it was found in a tomb or next to any other artifacts. It's believed that the statue may have been melted down after the decline of the civilization that created it. During World War II, the island of Rhodes was bombed many times. The statue was buried underground for a time, which protected it from being destroyed. In 1965, the statue was moved to the National Archaeological Museum in Athens, where it remains to this day. To add another layer of intrigue to the statue, there's speculation that it could have been the original inspiration for the Rhodon Colossus, one of the ancient world's 7 wonders. The Rhodon Colossus was said to have stood 33 meters tall and straddled the entrance to the harbor of Rhodes. But since no physical evidence of the Colossus has ever been found, some believe that it never existed. However, if the Bronze Sentinel did serve as the model for the statue, then we may one day find the rest of its body buried somewhere beneath the ruins of the Colossus. 5. The Baghdad Battery. The Baghdad Battery is a collection of clay jars, copper tubes, and iron rods that were unearthed in Iraq. These artifacts date back almost 1800 years, and scientists still have no idea what they were used for. Researchers aren't even sure if they were actually used as batteries, although that would certainly make the ancient Babylonians some of the greatest inventors in history. They were found in 1936 near the ancient city of Ctesiphon, just outside of modern-day Baghdad. It's believed that the jars were created during the Parthian or Sassanid periods, which would place their age between 224 AD and 637 AD. Each jar is about the size of a small water bottle and has a narrow neck and a wide base. Inside each jar, there's a copper cylinder along with a long iron rod. Some of the jars also contain bits of asphalt and salt residue, suggesting that they may have held liquids. Nobody knows for sure. Archaeologists didn't find any evidence that the jars were used as containers for oil or wine, so it seems unlikely that they would have been used for everyday storage. Instead, it's believed that they may have been used for medical purposes. Ancient healers often used electric eels and other live fish to treat pain. It's possible that they discovered the power of electrochemistry accidentally, perhaps by placing two dissimilar metals into a jar of water. They could have seen the sparks fly when they connected the two metals and figured out that they were creating electricity. It's also possible that the jars were used for religious rituals. There are theories that they could have been used to light fires or produce light bulbs, but there isn't any evidence to support either of those ideas. Number 4, the Phaistos disc. The Phaistos disc is an ancient artifact found in Greece. It was discovered in 1908 by Italian archaeologist Luigi Pernier inside the ruins of the Minoan palace of Phaistos. It's about 16 centimeters in diameter and was made by pressing a pattern of raised spiral ridges into a fired clay disc. Many believe that it's the world's first computer disc, but scientists disagree. It dates back to the Bronze Age around 1700 BC, so it's older than many famous pieces of technology. But whether or not it was used as a computer disc is still a matter of debate. Some believe that it's nothing more than a children's toy, while others believe it could be a complex piece of technology. The spiral pattern is called a codex and consists of 241 unique shapes. It's believed that the shapes could represent letters or syllables, but nobody has been able to decode the language. Some believe that it may be encrypted and require a key to unlock its secrets. Others say it could be a map of the universe or a record of important historical events. We don't know because nobody can figure out what it means. The disc was found broken into 2 pieces, but that may have happened before or after it was made. It's hard to say. One theory is that it was smashed intentionally in order to destroy its information, but there's no way to confirm this. The Phaistos disc continues to fascinate scientists because it seems so advanced. The truth is we simply don't understand it, but that will likely change someday. 3. The Baghdad Zodiac. The Baghdad Zodiac is an ancient clay tablet that was discovered in 1928 at the ancient Mesopotamian site of Sippar. It dates back over 4,000 years and shows the constellation patterns of the zodiac. But what makes this artifact so mysterious is that it predates the Egyptian zodiac by 400 years. This tablet was created around 1800 BC, while the Egyptian zodiac wasn't developed until around 1400 BC. At the time it was discovered, it was the oldest piece of artwork depicting the zodiac. But in 2009, another clay tablet was unearthed in the same area that predates it by 100 years. Still, this particular tablet is very significant. It's known as the oldest known artifact to show a full picture of the constellation Libra, along with the sun's path through the constellations. It also depicts the signs Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, and Sagittarius. But the reason it's so mysterious is that it challenges everything we know about the ancient Mesopotamians. For many years, it was believed that they weren't interested in astronomy or astrology. But the Baghdad Zodiac proves that this couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, the tablet suggests that the Mesopotamians knew much more about the stars than the Egyptians. Experts say that it's too complicated to be a coincidence and that the Mesopotamians must have had an understanding of trigonometry to create it. 2. The Lovelock Pyramid Box. What makes this box so mysterious is that it appears to show Egyptians riding camels. The engraving suggests that the Native Americans saw the Egyptians, but there's no way that they could have. Unless you take a zeppelin or a plane, it would have taken the Egyptians thousands of years to get to North America. Yet the box clearly depicts Egyptians riding camels across the desert. One theory is that the Native Americans got their knowledge of the Egyptians from someone else, perhaps ancient Greeks or Romans who traveled to North America. But this is nothing but speculation. The engravings are detailed and accurate, showing men riding camels with goods on their backs. It's possible that the Egyptians did travel to the Americas, but there's no physical evidence to support this idea. Number 1, the London Hammer. The London Hammer is an artifact found in England that's roughly 300 million years old. It weighs 2.2 kilograms and is made of metal. But what makes it so mysterious is that it looks exactly like a modern hammer. It was discovered in 1888 by George Edwards, who was excavating a chalk pit in the village of Ripe. He found a hammer 2.7 meters below the surface, along with stone tools and animal bones. According to radiocarbon dating, the hammer is at least 1,000 years old. It's believed to have been made during the Mesolithic period, but nobody knows how it was made or why. It's incredibly hard, almost as hard as tungsten, and researchers haven't been able to figure out what it's made of. It doesn't seem to be iron or steel, yet it has a shiny metallic luster. Nobody knows how such a primitive culture could have created a piece of technology that's virtually identical to a modern tool. Which of these historical mysteries fascinated you the most? Let me know in the comments below, and remember to stay tuned for new videos.